Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad that you've tuned in wherever you may be listening from. And we encourage you, hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Still working on getting some coaches lined up. We will be hearing from Troy Buchanan, head football coach, Brett Wiggers, here as we get started. Tonight about 9:45, we'll also hear from Alan Hilliard from Alan Hilliard Sports because he took in the Waynesville game tonight. We've reached out to a few coaches. A lot of rain delay or lightning delays, I should say, tonight. But hey, that's the cost of doing business. Better safe than sorry. Tonight's show is presented by Labor's Local 663, who remind us to drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Lots of games last night throughout the state. We'll go through last night's scores. Also we'll run down some of the district headings here as the districts that came out this morning. And we'll run through those if we have time, and I'm sure that we will have time. To get through that this evening.
Again, you were listening to Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network. MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. All right, the high school football scores from last night. On Thursday, it was Clayton over Principia, 21-13. DeSoto defeated Freeburg, Illinois, 21-13. It was Eureka over Francis Howe, 26-7. McClure defeats Jennings, 38-0. It was Kirkwood over Fort Zumwalt West, 49-21. North Point defeats Francis Howe North, 57-10. It was Park Hill South, 38-8 over Grandview. Perryville defeats Fredericktown, 28-14. Rittenhour over Riverview Gardens, 37-22. St. Charles over Westminster Christian, 28-25. And Northwest defeats Sullivan, 14-12. Troy Buchanan on top of Ladue, 48-20. As I mentioned, we'll be hearing from Troy Buchanan, head football coach. Brett Wiggers here at 9:45, so about 10 minutes out. Finals from tonight that we have at this time: Jasper over Osceola, 22-6. New Heights over Rich Hill, 82-24. Elsewhere is Albany over Stewartsville, 66-6. And West Nodaway defeats North Andrew, 42-16. Those are all 8-man football scores from tonight. Presented by Doak Propane. Doak Propane in Bolivar, Missouri. Doak Propane for all your propane needs. See the folks at Doak. Elsewhere, it was Scotland County over Louisiana, 29-6. Adrian defeats Sherwood, 43-8. In other scores, Blair Oaks over Maryville, 61-12. That game started a little bit early, I think, just in order to try and beat some of the weather that was coming in. And a lot of folks dealing with weather across the state of Missouri. Some started early and some started late. In fact, the Lebanon Webb City game didn't start till almost 9 o'clock. Right now in the Lebanon Webb City game, with 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter, Webb City's on top of Lebanon, 14-0. Elsewhere, Park Hill Central and Owensville, that game was postponed until tomorrow. Other finals that we have at this time: Chaminade over McClure North, 27-0. It was Seckman over Parkway West, 40-14. We've reached out to Coach Nick Bear from Seckman High School to see if he would if he would have a moment to call in the show tonight. If you've got a comment or a question, you can reach out to us on our Facebook page. As we are on Facebook Live, you can reach out on YouTube, or you may be watching on Twitter. And I think you can type in a question there, and I'll bring up the chat box for if anyone has any questions or comments, or maybe you've got a final that we don't have yet. Is St. Ignatius, Illinois, over St. Louis University High, 56-21. Those are the finals that we have at this time. I'll check and see if I can find some updated scores from around the state. Good heavens, we're having all kinds of issues tonight. Each Atchison at the half leads King City 36-24. Van Horn over Kansas City East 42-0 at the half. North County and Farmington were tied at 14 at the half. Harrisonville at the half over Richmond 21-6. Final University Academy over Lincoln College Prep 6-0. In the fourth quarter, Blue Springs South leads Liberty North 20-12. Van Horn defeats Kansas City East 49-7. In the fourth quarter, it is North County over Farmington 24-17. Final, Fox defeats Melville 34-6. Cahokia, Illinois, the Comanches defeat Lutheran out of St. Peter's 50-0. In the third quarter, St. Joe Benton leads Northeast 50-12. Harrisonville in the fourth quarter leads Richmond 41-6. Staley and Oak Park are tied at 21. That game in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, Stratford leads Liberty 34-22. Also in the fourth quarter, John Burroughs on top of University City 45-7. At the half, it was Fort Zumwalt South on top of Winfield 11-9. Final scores: Windsor defeats Lone Jack 56-8. At the half, West Platte over Polo 14-12. And final score: Nottoway defeats North Andrew 42-16. Also a final, Carthage defeats Waynesville 55-7. In the third quarter, Brookfield leads Trenton 29-6. Final score: Tipton. They defeat California 40-7. Elsewhere, Hardin Central over Sweet Springs 76-18. In the third quarter, Marionville leads Stockton 36-16. Final scores: Albany defeats Stewartsville 66-6. In the fourth quarter, St. Vincent on top of St. Genevieve 53-0. At the half was Knox County trailing St. Paul 23-18. In the fourth quarter, East Newton leads Springfield Catholic 21-13. Also in the fourth quarter, Southern Boone and Odessa are tied at 25. Final score: Platte Valley defeats Worth County 12-6. Elsewhere in the third quarter, Southold is on top of Princeton 48-20. Final score: North Callaway defeats South Callaway 20-8. Smithville, they knock off Raytown South 49-0. In the fourth quarter, Slater on top of Wellington 38-34. Final score: Lafayette County defeats Penny 45-6. In the third quarter, Sykeston leads Crystal City 22-12. Final scores: Adrian defeats Sherwood 43-8. I believe I've already read that, but that's okay. And in the fourth quarter, Seneca, they lead Cassville 55-16. Elsewhere, final score: Schuyler County defeats Seymour 52-16. Sarcoxy, they defeat Skyline 41-18. In the fourth quarter, Rockhurst on top of St. Pius X 18-12. Elsewhere in the third quarter, Rockport leads Pattonsburg 48-44. Pierce City and Houston in overtime, all knotted up at 36. Park Hill in the third quarter, they lead Columbia Rockbridge 30-24. St. Francis Borgia shutting out Pacific in the third quarter 23-0. And in the fourth quarter, Ozark leads Willard 50-6. And at the half, Osage, School of the Osage, they lead Bolivar 14-0. Oric at the half leads Southwest 42-0. And in the fourth quarter, Butler on top of North Platte 28-0. We will take a quick timeout, and we will come right back, and we will hear from Troy Buchanan head coach Brett Wiggers after these messages on Friday Night Live.
In the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey, welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad that you have tuned in tonight, and I'm having some issues with my microphone, so give me just a second.
And see if that may be better. That's the one I was on before. That is crazy. But anyway, here as we wait, Coach Wiggers from Troy Buchanan. Again, we'll run through the scores from last night. It was Clayton over Principia 21-13. DeSoto defeats Freeburg, Illinois 21-13. Eureka over Francis Howe 26-7. We've reached out to Coach Sumner as well. So if you're sitting by him, hey, give him an elbow. Tell him to give us a call here. It was McClure over Jennings at 38-0. Kirkwood defeats Fort Zumwalt West 49-21. North Point defeats Francis Howe North 57-10. Park Hill South over Grandview 38-8. Perryville defeats Fredericktown 28-14. Final score: Pleasant Hill over Savannah 14-12. St. Charles defeats Westminster Christian 28-25. Troy Buchanan 48-20 over Ladue. And we welcome to the show now the head coach of Troy Buchanan, Brett Wiggers. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
Coach, 48-20 win last night. Tell us a little bit about the ball game.
Yeah, we got out to a hot start. We won the toss, took the ball, and within 2 plays, I think we were up 6-0 with 11:30 left on the clock in the first quarter. So we started fast, got out to an early lead. Our offense did a great job. We're primarily a team that's going to run the football, and we did a great job controlling the line of scrimmage. running the ball really, really well. Defense did a great job stifling them. They had a lot of speed on their team. We were able to kind of take the top out and not allow them to get behind us on the back end. And we kind of rolled in the first half. Went in with a 35-point lead at halftime. And then kind of coasted it from there. So it was a really nice win for our team.
Tell us a little bit about your team. What do you have, coming back from last year's team? What did you have to replace due to graduation?
Yeah, starting with the most important position in football, our quarterback. We graduated a kid that did a phenomenal job for us last year, 33 total touchdowns. He did a really great job last year, and we're starting a junior this year who was our backup last year. His name's Hunter Humphrey. Hunter is truly a dual threat quarterback. Probably does a little bit more damage with his legs, a little bit undersized, but he had a great start to his career as our starting quarterback last night. He had 4 total touchdowns, about 250 total yards. Kind of did it through the air, through the ground. He's a good player. As far as our running back goes, Carter Dow's our returner. He was over 1,000 yards last year as a sophomore, unanimous first team all conference. He's an absolute stud. We're very glad to have him back. Got some good receivers on the outside. Offensive line is a big strength of ours. Got 3 returners back from last season. And like I said, we're a team that primarily tries to run the football. That's what we're known for. And, those guys do a great job moving it on defense. We're big up front, do a really good job of trying to get pressure on the quarterback. We had 2 sacks last night, but that quarterback was uncomfortable for the majority of the night. Linebacking crew, we've got a returning first team all conference middle linebacker who's going to be a 4-year starter for us. He's only a junior right now, named Talon Rowland. He's kind of the heart and soul of our defense. Then we've just got a lot of good supporting cast around, and we've got a lot of depth this year, which is something that's been a nice thing for us.
What's it like opening up on a Thursday night, kind of maybe being the only game in town, so to speak, as people are kind of itching for football? Did you have a good crowd?
It was a great crowd. Our community is very supportive of us. That's something that we're very fortunate of here. We've got a unique situation where we're a big school. We're a Class 6 school, the 8th largest high school in the state of Missouri. But with that being said, we are the only high school in our school district. So it's still got that small town feel to it. It's got a really cool atmosphere. So it was an electric atmosphere last night. And then obviously, with the weather issues that the St. Louis area is seeing tonight, we were very glad to get our game in last night with no hiccups because, I'm just looking around and we've got games that are kicking off at 9 o'clock and just all sorts of delays and things like that. So it actually worked out very well for us.
Great. Did you come out of that contest last night relatively healthy?
Yeah, we're healthy. Had one of our starting safety banged up a little bit, but we think he's going to be okay. And we've been very fortunate thus far. Knock on wood that we can continue to stay healthy, but we haven't had any issues with that so far this season.
Coach, you've got you're at O'Fallon, Illinois next week. What do you know about O'Fallon?
Yeah, they're a little bit of an unknown for us. They've got a new head coach this year now. I believe he was on staff last year. And being an opponent from across the state, I've been trying to get information on them all night long, and I'm having trouble even locating what they've been up to tonight. I know they're playing up in Bloomington against Downers Grove North. So, but every year we've played them 2 years in a row now, so this will be our third. And every year that's a big school over there. They've always got a big offensive line up front, a lot of speed on the perimeter. It's they've always got a good football team. So whenever we put them on the schedule initially, we wanted to put teams on that we thought would be similar to teams that we're going to see deep in the postseason. So we're looking forward to that challenge next week.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I know this is short notice. I got a hold of you at school today, but I greatly appreciate you being part of Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot for having me. Please be glad to come on anytime.
You bet. Thank you. Coach Brett Wiggins,
have a great evening.
From Troy Buchanan. They're 1-0 on the season, 48-20 victory over Ladue Horton Watkins a night ago. Let's go back here. We'll kind of update as we look through more scores that are coming in finals. And as he mentioned, a lot of games didn't get started until maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour ago. So a lot of these games are still early on. So it'll be hit and miss on getting coaches on tonight. But we will, I think, all the scores will be final by the time we get off the air here at 11 o'clock. As I said, we've reached out. We've sent a bunch of text messages out here to some coaches. So we'll see. In the second quarter, It was St. Dominic over St. Charles West, 20-6. Final score, Perryville defeats Fredericktown, 28-14. Final score, Park Hill South defeats Grandview, 38-8. East Atchison out of Tarkey over King City, 58-24. Final score, Vianney defeats Webster Groves, 49-26. Elsewhere, a final as Van Horn defeats Kansas City East, 49-7. St. Ignatius out of Chicago, Illinois defeats SLU, 56-21. Pembroke Hill over South East, 38-6. Seckman, they defeat Parkway West, 40-14. And it was Parkway South over Parkway Central, 31-18. North County, they defeat Farmington, 24-17. Fox over Melville, 34-6. Cahokia, Illinois defeats Lutheran out of St. Peter's, 50-0. Final scores, U City defeats Lincoln, 6-0. Final score, Blue Springs defeats Lee Summit West, 37-0. Elsewhere, St. Joe Benton over Northeast Kansas City, 50-12. Harrisonville defeats Richmond, 41-6. Liberty North, they come back and they get a win, 21-20 over Blue Springs South. So they come from behind to get the victory there. So Liberty North, defending Class 6 state champions, they defeat Blue Springs South 21-20. In the fourth quarter, Oak Park and Staley are tied at 21. Platte County over Chrisman, 58-0. That's a final. Elsewhere in the fourth quarter, Stratford still leads Liberty Mountain View 34-22. Other game in the fourth quarter, John Burroughs over U City 45-7. At the half, Fort Zumwalt South leads Winfield 11-9. Final score as Windsor defeats Lone Jack 56-8. West Platte, final score, they defeat Polo 35-25. 42-16. Final score, Nottoway Valley over North Andrew. Carthage, final score, they defeat Waynesville 55-7. Final score, Van Far defeats Westran 44-13. Elsewhere, Brookfield, they defeat Trenton 35-14. Tipton, they defeat California 40-7. Hardin Central 76-18 over Sweet Springs. Elsewhere, Marionville has gone final as they defeat Stockton 36-14. I apologize. We're messaging some coaches right now as we speak. St. Vincent over St. Genevieve, 53-0 in the fourth quarter. In the third quarter, St. Paul leads Knox County 37-30. And we are joined now by Seckman High School football coach Nick Baer. Coach Baer, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Coach, a big win. Tell us about the game.
Yeah, we started a little early with the weather, and we were able to get it all in. Very, very solid Parkway West football team. We ended up winning 40-14.
Tell us about some of the players who looked really good for Seckman tonight.
Yeah, we're starting. We only returned 3 guys on offense, so 8 new guys on offense this year. We've kind of really developed an identity the last 4 years of running the football, pounding the football, and there's always that question. Can we? Will we? Can this group get it done? And tonight they did. I think we ran for over 400 yards. We got a little bit of a 3-headed monster now with Ben Lewis, Brady Ambrose, and Mason Fowler all getting in the end zone. Offensively all night, we did a pretty good job.
Tell us a little bit about you. You talk about your on the offensive side of the football. What did you have to replace on the defensive side due to graduation?
When it comes to the defensive side of the ball, we returned a little bit more. Parkway West, number 12, his name eludes me right now. The quarterback, he could sling it really good. He's the real deal, and that kind of death by 1,000 paper cuts tonight with the out routes and the hitches, but he could deliver it, and then made 2 good plays over the top, and that's how they scored their 14 points.
Did you come out of last night or tonight's game relatively healthy?
Yeah, we did. And, anytime you could do that coming out of week 1 with a win and a big rivalry game against Fox next week, that's always a great thing.
Tell us, what do you know about Fox? I mean, they're 1-0 right now. What do you know about that team?
A lot. They're right down the road. 5-6 minutes in between. These kids have grown up knowing all of each other. We've got the upper hand on them, the last 3 years, but they had us the previous 15. So, I'm really looking forward to this matchup, very even matchup this season. It's going to come down to which team can execute and which team can make the least amount of mistakes.
District assignments came out this morning. You guys are Class 6. You're in that District 1. Any surprise there? Is that where you expected to be with the teams that are in that district?
Yeah, I think we're right on the bubble, between Class 6 and Class 5. Our the district's pretty much the same as last year. I just believe we added Fox. So, we match up with a lot of good teams. And then obviously you got the juggernaut of Jackson in there. And, I'd be lying if I said, this team, if we, not looking down the road, but you know what, if it ends that way and we get another shot, we'd love to have it.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here. Congratulations on the 40-14 victory, and I look forward to visiting with you throughout the season.
Perfect. Appreciate it.
You bet. Seckman head football coach Nick Baer, kind enough to join us here on Friday Night Live. You're listening to Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad that you have tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
Located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. My mom always gets mad at me when I don't tell my name. My name's Guy Newcomb, a.k.a. the Scoreboard Guy. I'm certainly glad that everyone has tuned in. Hey, feel free to chat with us here, and we can you can go in and chat on Facebook. You can chat with us on YouTube. You can chat with us on Twitter. Send us a message. If you've got a question or comment, put it right there, and it'll pop up on the chat board. And I will just go ahead and put that up here on the screen where I can see it. So new comments will display right here in front of me. So anyway, as I mentioned, certainly glad that you have tuned in. As always, brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, the Missouri State Highway Patrol Iona, Laborers Local 663, Bambino's Italian Cafe. I want to remind you that September 9th, not this Monday, this is Labor Day weekend, so this Monday we will not have a quarterback club. But next Monday, September the 9th, we will be starting back up the quarterback clubs at Bambino's Italian Cafe, voted the best Italian restaurant in the city. We have our own room there in the back. Art Haynes comes and he MCs it, takes care of us there. But we have 17 high schools this year involved. They will not all be there every time, but we will likely see 5 to 6 high school coaches. Evangel never misses. Coach Hepela has been outstanding about being part of the show or the luncheon every Monday. We're hoping to get Coach Ryan Beer from Missouri State in and the new athletic director at Missouri State, Patrick Ransdell, and we hope to see him. You all are welcome. It's $10, $10, and it's a buffet-style Italian meal, and it's always a tremendous time, great fellowship there at Bambino's, and we certainly appreciate Andy Fawcett and the folks at Bambino's. Also, presented as well by Burgess and Associates. They know a lot more about about your money than you do. They know a lot more about my money than I do, and I ain't even got any money. But anyway, we certainly hope to see everybody out there at Bambino's Italian Cafe at East Battlefield and Lone Pine. Let's update the scores here. And you go to scoreboardguy.net, and that's where we are posting all of the scores here. And I'd like to encourage you, hey, go to our Facebook page and like us. I mean, right now, just on our Restream page right now, we've got 518 viewers. If you go to our YouTube page and subscribe, you'll get great shows. We do morning updates every morning. We've got Where Are They Now Wednesdays with Playing on Sports, Kent Mueller, that comes up every Wednesday morning at 7. We've got Huddle Up that airs every Thursday morning. And then we've got Fridays with Frizz. Matthew Frizzell is the voice of Southwest Baptist University Athletics. He's also the voice of the Willard Tigers and Drury University Soccer. Scores right now. High school football scoreboard from last night. It was Clayton over Principia, 21-13. DeSoto defeats Freeburg, Illinois, 21-13. Eureka over Francis Howell, 26-7. It was McClure over Jennings, 38-0. Kirkwood defeats Fort Zumwalt West, 41-29. North Point over Francis Howell North, 57-10. It was Park Hill South over Grandview, 38-8. Perryville over Fredericktown, 28-14. Rittenhour defeats Riverview Gardens, 37-22. St. Charles over Westminster Christian, 28-25. Northwest defeats Sullivan, 14-12. Troy Buchanan over Ladue, 48-20. And in 8-man football from tonight, it was St. Joe Christian over DeKalb, 68-8. Jasper defeats Osceola, 22-6. New Heights over Rich Hill, 82-24. Schuyler County defeats Seymour, Iowa, 52-16. It was South Nottoway over Worth County, 12-6. Albany defeats Stewartsville. 66-6. Hardin Central over Sweet Springs, 76-18. West Nottoway over North Andrew, 42-16. And now page 2, brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, 12 locations, 12 dealerships throughout Southwest Missouri and mid-Missouri. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Drive new roads. Drive a Chevy. Holden over Crest Ridge, 41-6. It was Scotland County over Louisiana, 29-6. Dexter defeats Malden, 57-8. It was Marceline over Putnam County, 33-7. Mid-Buchanan over Midway, 33-12. Sarcoxy defeats Skyline, 41-18. Adrian over Sherwood, 43-8. St. Vincent shuts out St. Genevieve, 53-0. Page 3, Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. Ava over Buffalo, 56-14. Scott City defeats East Prairie, 22-0. It was Palmyra over Hallsville, 28-20. Mexico over Centralia, 20-16. And page 3, brought to you by Lyona Laborers Local 663. Feel the power. Lyona Laborers Local 663, building Missouri and reminding us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Blair Oaks over Maryville, 61-12. Boonville defeats Clinton, 27-14. Chillicothe over Marshall, 40-6. It was Lutheran South over Afton, 40-8. Still waiting on a final from Mount Vernon Aurora. Last report was Mount Vernon 7, Aurora 6. The Park Hill Central Owensville game has been postponed. Potosi over St. Clair, 41-14. Harrisonville defeats Richmond, 41-6. Seneca over Cassville, 55-16. And on to page 5, Central Bank of the Ozarks, proud sponsor of the Missouri Sports Network. Final score, Rockhurst defeats St. Pius out of Kansas City, 24-12. Capital City over Carl Junction, 45-7. Osage shuts out Bolivar, 35-0. Smithville over Raytown, 49-0. Page 6, brought to you by the Bank of Billings. The Bank of Billings with 2 locations, one in Billings, one in Marionville, to better serve your banking needs. And the Bank of Billings is the oldest bank in Christian County, established 1889. Chaminade over McClure North, 27-0. Fox defeats Melville, 34-6. Seckman over Parkway West, 40-14. Valley View, Arkansas over Poplar Bluff, 42-14. And Carthage defeats Waynesville, 55-7. Silo Ridge Golf and Country Club in Bolivar, Missouri, one of the nicest clubs in Missouri. Check them out at Silo Ridge Golf and Country Club. Final, St. Joe Central 45, Winnetonka 19. CBC over Sacred Heart, Illinois 45-0. It was Lindbergh over Oakville 23-21. Lee Summit North over Ray-Pec 35-0. St. Ignatius out of Illinois over Slough 56-21. Looking ahead towards tomorrow's games, and there are a handful of games tomorrow. DeSmet will take on Creighton Prep out of Nebraska. East Buchanan will face Kansas City Central. Kabul will face El Dorado Springs. Jeff City at Priory. Confluence Prep at Roosevelt. And Park Hill Central at Owensville. We go now, and we welcome in from Alan Hilliard Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, Alan Hilliard himself. Alan, how are you, sir?
I am doing great. It was actually not a bad night for football, figuring we didn't get the rain that we was expecting, so all turned out well.
Yeah, Waynesville kind of takes it on the chin a little bit there with Carthage. But Carthage is a very good team. Waynesville has struggled a little bit in the past. What other scores out there maybe surprised you a little bit?
Looking around at some of these, the Lebanon score, I haven't seen an update of that, but Lebanon and Webb City, I was thinking that would have been a little closer here. I'm going to try to see if I have a newer update of that score. That game started at 9 o'clock, so they had extensive lightning delay, actually 14-7 at the half, so
yeah, that's pretty close.
Score a little better.
Yeah. So, yeah, Webb City up 14-7 at the half, and I'm watching the game here, and the Lebanon band is just now leaving the field, so they may be getting ready to start the second half. Final score, Eldon defeats Fulton 35-7. What's on the docket here for you in the near future?
Well, my next high school football game broadcast will be next week at Republic. It'd be another Tiger matchup for Waynesville and Republic. And I think, ironically, both Orange Tigers. So the COC is a very Tigery conference.
Yep. Some other final scores just coming in here on our text line. Final Knob Noster defeats Versailles 40-0, and Ruskin over Truman 56-19. And again, we'll update all these scores at scoreboardguy.net, and we'll run through them here. And a lot of games getting started at least 45 minutes, half hour to 45 minutes late. Some of them were 2 hours late, and one game in particular got postponed. But so you didn't get any rain there at Waynesville.
We got a little bit of drizzly rain for about a half of football, but once it went away, the humidity came back, and I think we prefer the drizzly rain at the time there.
Very good. Well, I tell you what, if you want to look up some scores or maybe join back with us here at about 10 till 11, and we'll kind of wrap it up, talk a little bit about the districts and the conference alignments.
That'll work. That'll get everything updated there. I'm looking at some of the updates, and there are a few surprises here, but we will talk to you a little bit later about that.
All right, Alan. Thank you so much.
Not a problem, bud.
Again, that's Alan Hilliard from Alan Hilliard Sports out of Waynesville, Missouri. The just coming across, the officials have decided to call the game in Harrison between Harrison and Branson. No rescheduled date has been set at this time. 7-3 Harrison led at halftime. So evidently they're getting it a lot worse than we are. Well, I shouldn't say we. I'm in Bolivar. So a couple more final scores coming in on the text line. West Platte defeats Polo 35-26. Southern Boone over Odessa 32-25. And Oak Park defeats Staley 28-21. Those scores provided by Playing on Sports' very own Kent Mueller, who we do a show every Wednesday morning on Where Are They Now Wednesday. Invite you to tune in. Go to our YouTube page, like us on YouTube, and like us on Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube, and sign up and follow us on Twitter at Missouri_sports or at Scoreboard Guy. And right now I've noticed we're up to 72 live viewers here on our channel at this time. And again, you can go right to our Facebook page, YouTube page, Twitter, and you can make comments, and they'll pop right up on the screen. If we've missed a score, it's because we didn't get it. Coming in now, Chillicothe defeats Marshall 40-6. So we're going to reaching out to some other coaches and try and get them on as well. And I apologize for pausing. I'm trying to text coaches while I'm doing the show, and that may not be. It's a one-man show. It's not really a one-man show. There's two other people helping me, but I'm here by myself. So we have a final score. Lee Summit, they defeat Liberty 40-27. And we welcome into the show now Tipton head football coach William Duke. Coach Duke, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely, no problem.
Big win tonight. Tell us about tonight's contest.
Yeah, we played the California Pintos. They are about 15 minutes away from us to the east towards Jeff City. They're a Class 3 team. Tipton in California had a long-standing rivalry some 20-plus years ago, and we thought that we would try and restore the game between us just because of how close we are. And honestly, the way Misha sets up the point system for district standings, you need to play bigger opponents. And truthfully, if you're gonna become a good football team, you got to play good football teams. And California is certainly a good football team.
Outstanding, Coach. I know we visited. We had a high school game day visit here maybe a week ago, and you talked about some of the players you had coming back and who you had to replace. Kind of relive that for the listeners here about what you lost last year to graduation and what you have coming back.
Sure. We lost a very talented senior class last year. The one thing that those seniors did is they taught our underclassmen how to act, what to do, how to show up, how to be present, and how to work hard. And when you lose really good leadership like Jackson Bailey, Tyler Bear, Max Maddox, Rhett Lambert, Brent Arnold, Emmett Haas, Cooper Pettigrew, just a laundry list of kids, just a bunch of them, Charlie Miller. You lose these guys and you wonder what the underclassmen are going to do. And, we're mostly underclassmen right now. We have 4 seniors on the football team. 2 of them really haven't played ever. One of them didn't play tonight because he was coming back from concussion protocol. And the other one who's out there is number 8, Lucas Cashman, who last year was an all-state player on special teams, also plays offense and defense for us and just does a great job. But, our underclassmen that got a lot of playing time last year on the offensive line really have taken some pride in running the football. And when we come into a timeout, they're not asking for a pass play. They're asking for a run play.
Outstanding. Coach, did you come out of tonight's contest with California relatively healthy?
We did. Lucas Cashman went down and had a little bruise on his hip there. But at that point the score was like 40-7, so I didn't think there was any reason to put him back in. He was up walking around after the game and doing fine. We don't have a lot of kids on the team, and they all got a bunch of playing time, and that may limit our ability to play a full 4 quarters on JV. But there is no playoff system for the JV, right? That doesn't exist. So we do what we have to do to put our kids in the best successful position on a Friday.
Outstanding. Coach, you're in a little bit different situation than most coaches in the fact that you don't teach at the school. Kind of tell us how you spend your days and what it means to be able to go out and coach football.
Sure. I do not teach at the school. I work at Jefferson City Medical Group. I am a foot and ankle doctor, a podiatrist. But coaching football is something that I've really loved for a really long time. Started back in medical school when I was in Chicago and started coaching football then and kept going. And I was fortunate to coach with a lot of really good dudes who taught me a lot of stuff over the years. And when the Tipton job came open, the administration here was they were open to have a non-faculty coach, and we talked about that right away. And I told them, I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want you to waste my time. If you don't think that having a non-faculty coach is okay, that's fine. Let's just stop right here. And to Coach Culpepper's credit, he said, we just want to find good people to coach our kids, and if you teach, great. If you don't, we'll figure it out. And I've been blessed that the administration here has been so extremely supportive, from new equipment to helping us revamp the weight room to providing us with the stuff that we need on the field. Seeing, I don't know how many people were in Tipton tonight, but it was standing room only.
Outstanding. Well, your next 2 games are on the road. You're at Lincoln. Well, what do you know about Lincoln before you go down and take on the monster at Lamar?
Yeah, we have to take it 1 week at a time. We can't go any faster than that, and we're not gonna talk about that. What we're gonna do is talk about Lincoln starting tomorrow. They'll enjoy this for the next 12 to 24 hours. And one of the things I really enjoy about these guys is they'll start asking me questions about, are you sending the film out? Can we see it? Lincoln is a good football team. It wasn't too many years ago they were in the state title game. Just a few years ago, they were in the quarterfinals against Monroe City, and Coach Brad Draley there does a good job. I know his 2 sons are coaching with him. They do a good job. They got tremendous facilities, a turf field, which is uncommon for us to play on. So that'll be something that's pretty interesting. I don't know how they fared tonight, but I know that Coach Draley has his team prepared all the time.
Well, outstanding. Well, Coach, you now are officially a friend of the show. You've made
that's right.
I forgot. You've made your 3rd appearance, and
that's tremendous.
So, but I greatly appreciate you always being accommodating with us, making sure you get on the air and promote your kids. And I always enjoy visiting with you. And best of luck as you go forward here at Lincoln next week. And I know we'll visit throughout the year.
I appreciate you, sir. Thanks for what you do. God bless.
Thank you. God bless.
Bye.
Bye. Coach William Duke from Tipton, kind enough to join us. I should say Dr. Coach William Duke, kind enough to join us here. And We have more final scores coming in. Final Lathrop defeats Lexington 27-21. Kip out of Kansas City 32-6 over St. Mary's Academy out of Kansas 32-6. That's a mouthful. Kearney, they shut out Fort Osage 21-0. Kearney, one of the better teams in the state as you look at their situation. Probably going to be right in it when it comes down to it. Updating the score here as we begin the third quarter, just now getting to the third quarter at Lebanon, and Webb City leads Lebanon 14-7 here at the beginning of the third quarter. So that game may not be final by the time we go off the air, but you can always get it at scoreboardguy.net or on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com. 762 viewers right now, still no comments. So, hey, shoot us a text on there, and we will do the best we can to answer it. Or if you've got a score or you're at a game and that we have not mentioned yet, just, hey, let us know. Shoot us a text, shoot us a message. You can text me at 417-327-6914, but I think it'd be better to put the comments right there on the board, and everybody will be able to see them, I believe. Just nothing silly, or I'd have to ban you. But they're getting ready to start the third quarter at Lebanon High School, and you can watch that game at Jacket Nation TV on YouTube, and they do a tremendous job. Kevin Stubblefield is doing their play-by-play now. As a Missouri Sports Hall of Famer. So, hey, tune in right there after we get off the air. Or you can watch it, just leave the volume down and listen to us. Final, Green Valley defeats Raytown 34-12. As we update scores at scoreboardguy.net, we'll run through those scores before we take our next break. We've reached out to a couple of other coaches here to see if they will be able to join the show. Oh, good heavens. Well, again, you're listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage, presented by the Bank of Billings, Doak Propane, Lionel Labor's Local 663, Great Southern Bank, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Bambino's Italian Cafe, Playing on Sports, Central Bank of the Ozarks, Shelter Insurance, and Bambino's. I may have already said Bambino's. But, hey, Thursday night scores. We'll run through them real quick before we take our next break. Clayton over Principia, 21-13. DeSoto defeats Freeburg, Illinois, 21-13. Eureka over Francis Howell, 26-7. McClure shuts out Jennings, 38-0. Kirkwood over Fort Zumwalt West, 49-21. It was North Point over Francis Howell North, 57-10. Park Hill South defeats Grandview, 38-8. Rittenhour over Riverview Gardens, 37-22. It was Perryville over Fredericktown, 28-14. St. Charles over Westminster Christian, 28-25. Northwest over Sullivan, 14-12. Troy Buchanan defeats Ladue, 48-20. In 8-man football from tonight was St. Joe Christian over DeKalb, 68-8. Jasper defeats Osceola, 22-6. Archie over Lockwood, 48-38. Stanberry over Mound City, 36-28. New Heights over Rich Hill, 82-24. Northland Christian over Cornerstone, 36-6. Northwest over Santa Fe, 58-14. Again, these are 8-man scores from tonight. Schuyler County over Seymour, Iowa, 52-16. South Nottoway over Worth County, 12-6. St. Paul Lutheran over Knox County, 37-30. Albany over Stewartsville, 66-6. Hardin Central over Sweet Springs, 76-18. West Nottoway over North Andrew, 42-16. Page 2 from the Chevy dealers of the Ozarks. South Shelby over Harrisburg, 60-22. Holden over Crestridge, 41-6. Scotland County over Louisiana, 29-6. Dexter defeats Malden, 57-8. Marceline over Putnam County, 33-7. Mid Buchanan over Midway, 33-12. Lafayette County over Penny, 45-6. Sarcoxy defeats Skyline, 41-18. Adrian over Sherwood, 43-8. St. Vincent over St. Genevieve, 53-0. Was Marionville over Stockton, 36-14. Van Far defeats Westrand, 44-13. Polo over West Platte, 35-26. Windsor over Lone Jack, 56-8. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Remember, FDIC. Ava over Buffalo, 56-14. Cape Central over New Madrid County, 42-0. Bowling Green shuts out Clark County, 56-0. Scott City over East Prairie, 22-0. It was Palmyra over Hallsville, 28-20. Mexico over Centralia, 20-16. Valley Catholic over Monroe City, 47-14. Lionel Labor's Local 663 reminding us to drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Final, St. Michael over Summit Christian, 35-28. Blair Oaks over Maryville, 61-12. Boonville over Clinton, 27-14. Chillicothe over Marshall, 40-6. Lutheran South over Afton, 40-8. Potosi defeats St. Clair, 41-14. Harrisonville over Richmond, 41-6. Seneca over Cassville, 55-16. Southern Boone over Odessa, 32-25. Central Bank of the Ozarks. Capital City over Carl Junction, 45-7. MICDS over Hillsboro, 21-14. Osage shuts out Bolivar, 35-0. It was Lafayette over Parkway North, 28-7. Was Smithville over Raytown, 49-0. The Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Hillcrest shuts out Springfield Central, 33-0. It was Chaminade over McClure, 27-0. Camdenton defeats Jeff City, 53-28. It was Fox over Melville, 34-6. Seckman over Parkway West, 40-14. Valley View, Arkansas over Poplar Bluff, 42-14. Carthage over Waynesville, 55-7. CBC defeats Sacred Heart out of Illinois, 45-0. Liberty North comes back and they get one. Liberty North over Blue Springs South, 21-20. Lindbergh over Oakville, 23-21. Lee Summit North shuts out Ray-Pec, 35-0. St. Ignatius over Slough, 51-26. Welcome to the show now, head football coach at Liberty North, Andy Learman. Coach Learman, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Always great to visit with you.
Boy, 21-20. Tell us about tonight's game.
Oh, geez. It was a defensive battle early on, kind of back and forth. We finally got a score, and we botched the snap on an extra point, and was up 6-0. Hit a field goal with a field goal kicker, and we were up 9-0 at half. Kind of talked through adjustments like always, and came out and they got the ball and they ran a boot, and we kind of over pursued. And their quarterback, who we knew was really good, took one for about I'd say it was probably 60 yards. And so it was 9-7 real quick, and then all of a sudden they had a little momentum. We went 3 and out. They got the ball back and scored on the next play, and so we had another botched fit, and so it was all of a sudden we were down, and so we just kind of kept battling, got a couple other scores, but the big key of the game, late in the game, they got the ball back without about 3 minutes left. We called a timeout, second down. They ran the ball to the left, and one of our defensive linemen got through and made a big hit on the quarterback and fumbled the football, and we got it back. And credit to our kids who were scratching and clawing all night. We executed, run the clock down to about 6 seconds, and Blue Renfro, our kicker, who made his third field goal of the night, knocked it through for the win. And wasn't pretty at all, Guy. And I'm sure people look at that score like, oh boy. But for us, it's we won, and we got a bunch of new guys on our football program that are learning how things work and the speed of the game and all that kind of stuff. And so, just real proud of our kids. Proud of our culture. I think it's a culture win. Kids understand what it takes to get it done, and when things get tight. And so, happy about the win tonight. Obviously, a lot to get better with.
What's it like to go into this season here with that target on your back, being the defending Class 6 state champions? I mean, more people have walked on the moon that have beaten Liberty North in the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and it's like I would say all the time about other teams. I mean, it's unfair to these kids to some extent because every year's a new year. And as a high school coach, and every other high school coach would tell you the same thing. I mean, it's not like you're getting whatever kids you want to come in. You're developing kids that are within your program, and some kids develop differently than others. And our program's at the point where we have a lot of kids that are 1-year starters as seniors, and they just continue to work through and get better and better and better. And by the time they're a senior, they get an opportunity. And we got a few of those kids, and so they're learning the speed of the game, and they're learning what the bullseye on your back really means. Something we've had a lot of conversations on over the week, and then over the summer, just really what that's going to look like. And so they got a taste of that tonight. But again, we got down a couple scores, and credit to our kids. They just kept clawing and fighting and doing what they needed to do to try to get back in that ball game.
Did you come out of tonight's contest relatively healthy?
Yeah, pretty healthy. Yeah, we feel pretty good about it. I mean, we're dog tired. I mean, they were fighting, and it was pretty humid up here tonight. But yeah, we're healthy. We're excited about that fact for sure.
Now you're going to Liberty next week. What do you know about Liberty, and what are you going to have to do to come out on top?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a dogfight. I mean, it's they're going to be excited. Our kids will be excited. Crosstown rivalry. Most of these kids, just like any other place like that, grow up playing with each other and being friends with each other, and then they strap it up against each other, in football and basketball and everything else they play against. So they've got a really big team. They are big up front. They've got a lot of returning starters, kind of like Blue Spring South does. They were really sophomore heavy last year. And so I know that Coach Frigon and his staff are going to have those guys ready to go. I don't know if they won tonight or not. I don't know that they're playing Lee Summit. But I know they're a big, heavy run football team. They're going to try to pound the rock. Coach believes in that. I coached with them way back when I first started coaching football. And so Nate Thomas and I were there together. I've kind of talked about that before. But so I know those guys pretty well. And I know that it's going to be a dogfight no matter what the records are or what happened this week. So we got to get better and focus on ourselves and get ready to roll.
You bet. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time, especially after a nail biter like that. And but it had to be a lot of fun to come out on top.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. Everybody was excited after the game, and I just told them all, I'm glad you guys had a good time because I thought I needed an AED machine a couple times to get my heart back going again. It was kind of one of them games, but definitely one of them you remember, and I've never had a home opener like that before. So we will take the win however we can get it, Guy.
You bet. Coach, thank you so much, and congratulations on the win. I know we'll talk to you again throughout the season. And Lee Summit defeated Liberty 40-27.
Oh, okay. There you go. How about that? Thank you for the information.
You bet. Thank you, Coach. Have a great day.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Bye-bye. See, if you want to know something, you got to call the scoreboard guy, and I didn't look that up. Playing on Sports looked that up and got it, but it was 40-27 Lee Summit over Liberty, and that is a final. I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. I've been talking a long time. I appreciate the coaches. This has been great. We're now up over 840 live viewers on our, on our restream page. And that may be a combination of everybody that's tuned in. But hey, send us a note. Tell us where you're listening from and what game you were at tonight. You can just sign up. You can do it on chat, I believe on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook Live. Hey, let us know it's working out there, and let us know you can hear us, and give us some feedback. But we will take a quick timeout. You are listening to Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network. Back after this.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days. Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together, we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. And just went over 900 live viewers. And as I understand it so far, our competition has yet to have any coaches on. So I think we've had 5 on. But we don't have competition. We're doing two totally different things than people around the state, doing something nobody else is doing in the state of Missouri. And we certainly appreciate you guys tuning in and appreciating what we're doing. And I know there's some pauses here every now and then, and this is not a Paul Harvey pause. It's a pause because I'm a screwball. But anyway, hey, I just got a message from Adam Howe, and he is listening to Friday Night Live via Twitter and want to know if I got his tags. And I don't know the answer to that because I'm looking at a bunch of other things. But Adam, I will check. And I appreciate, and we have a final here as Neosho defeats Glendale 51-13. That just coming across. And we've got somebody wanting to know the Knobnoster score. And I'm not sure. I don't see any other finals. Let's run through the scoreboard here one more time. We'll be rejoined here in about 10 minutes by Alan Hilliard of Alan Hilliard Sports. So we'll see what we can get done here. Anyhow, let me update this page, and we will run through the scores, and then we will take another break, and then we'll wrap it up with kind of the new districts that had come out and the district assignments. Kind of different. Knobnoster over Versailles, 40-0. Well, scores from last night at scoreboardguy.net, presented by the Missouri Sports Network and Doak Propane. Last night was Clayton over Principia, 21-13. DeSoto over Freeburg, Illinois, 21-13. Eureka defeats Francis Howe, 26-7. McClure over Jennings. I'm going to type something up here right now. McClure over Jennings, 38-0. Kirkwood over Fort Zumwalt West, 49-21. North Point over Francis Howe North, 57-10. Park Hill South, they defeat Grandview, 38-8. Perryville over Fredericktown, 28-14. Rittenhour over Riverview Gardens, 37-22. St. Charles over Westminster Christian, 28-25. It was Northwest over Sullivan, 14-12. Troy Buchanan over Ladue, 48-20. In 8-man action, brought to you by Bambino's Italian Cafe, home of the quarterback club, the tip-off club, and the leadoff club every Monday throughout the seasons at noon. Lone Pine and East Battlefield. Appleton City over Greenfield, 66-0. It was St. Joe Christian over DeKalb, 68-8. It was Jasper over Osceola, 22-6. Archie over Lockwood, 48-38. And I'm going to Warsaw defeats Adam Howe. Warsaw defeats Lawson, 33-0. Lincoln over Willow Springs, 32-13. And Salisbury defeats Colcamp, 30-15. Those are all finals. Thanks, Adam. Stanberry over Mound City, 36-28. New Heights over Rich Hill, 82-24. Northland Christian over Cornerstone, 36-6. Northwest defeats Santa Fe, 58-14. Schuyler County over Seymour, Iowa, 52-16. South Nottoway over Worth County, 12-6. Was St. Paul Lutheran over Knox County, 37-30. Albany over Stewartsville, 66-6. Hardin Central over Sweet Springs, 76-18. West Nottoway over North Andrew, 42-16. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. South Shelby defeats Harrisburg, 60-22. I'm sorry, I'm texting here. Holden over Crestridge, 41-6. Kelly defeats Charleston, 22-20. It was Scotland County over Louisiana, 29-6. Dexter defeats Malden, 57-8. Marceline over Putnam County, 33-7. Mid Buchanan over Midway, 33-12. Lafayette County over Penny, 45-6. Russellville over Missouri Military Academy, 53-0. Sarcoxy over Skyline, 41-18. Adrian defeats Sherwood, 43-8. Sykeston over Crystal City, 29-18. St. Vincent over St. Genevieve, 53-0. It was Marionville over Stockton, 36-14. Van Far defeats Westran, 44-13. Polo over West Platte, 35-6. Windsor over Lone Jack, 56-8. Elsewhere, Ava defeats Buffalo, 56-14. It was Fair Grove over Mountain Grove, 41-20. Cape Central over New Madrid County, 42-0. Bowling Green over Clark County, 56-0. It was Scott City over East Prairie, 22-0. Palmyra over Hallsville, 28-20. Warsaw over Lawson, 33-0. Mexico over Centralia, 20-16. Valley Catholic defeats Monroe City, 47-14. Fair Grove over Mount Grove, 41-20. Brookfield over Trenton, 35-14. Blair Oaks defeats Maryville, 61-12. It was Boonville over Clinton, 27-14. Chillicothe defeats Marshall, 40-6. Live for Life over Duchesne, 73-0. Platte County over William Chrisman, 58-0. John Burroughs defeats University City, 45-0. Lutheran South over Afton, 40-8. Pewaukee, Wisconsin over Moberly, 36-18. Was Potosi over St. Clair, 41-14. Harrisonville defeats Richmond 41-6. Seneca over Cassville 55-16. Southern Boone defeats Odessa 32-25. Was Capital City over Carl Junction 45-7. MICDS over Hillsboro 21-14. Osage shuts out Bolivar 35-0. Lafayette over Parkway North 28-7. Smithville defeats Raytown South 49-0. Warrensburg over Smith Cotton 42-26. Elsewhere was Hillcrest defeats Springfield Central 33-0. Chaminade over McClure North 27-0. It was Neosho over Glendale 51-13. Camdenton defeats Jeff City 53-28. Fox over Melville 34-6. Seckman over Parkway West 40-14. Valley View, Arkansas over Poplar Bluff 42-14. And with 5 minutes and 58 seconds left in the third quarter, Webb City now leads Lebanon 21-7. Rockhurst defeats St. Pius X 24-12. With Carthage over Waynesville 55-7. Pleasant Hill defeats Savannah 14-12. Blue Springs over Lee Summit West 37-0. CBC over Sacred Heart, Illinois 45-0. Liberty North over Blue Springs South 21-20. Lindbergh defeats Oakville 23-21. Lee Summit North over Ray-Pec 35-0. St. Ignatius out of Illinois over St. Louis University High 56-21. Tomorrow's schedule: DeSmet takes on Creighton Prep out of Nebraska. East Buchanan is at Kansas City Central. Kabul at El Dorado Springs. Jefferson is at Priory. And Confluence Prep is at Roosevelt. And Park Hills Central is at Owensville. We'll take a quick time out. Back after these messages, and we'll visit with Alan Hilliard, and we'll wrap this puppy up and put her to bed.
In the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
And welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. It's Friday Night Live. Just a few minutes here remaining, and we just went over 1,000 live viewers here. So, hey, if you're out there listening, hey, send us a message. You can text me at 417-327-6914. That's 327-6914. We do have a final as Lamar has hung on to defeat McDonald County 32-29, and Oak Grove 1 point better than Cameron, 19-18. Just a few minutes left here. We'll run through the district assignments that came out this morning. Class 1 District 1 is Chaffee, Charleston, Crystal City, Hayti, Louisiana, Malden, St. Vincent, Van Far, and Veritas Christian Academy. Class 1 District 2, Colcamp, Crestridge, Fayette, Harrisburg, Lynn, Marceline, Russellville, Salisbury, Tipton, and Western. Class 1 District 3, Adrian, Ashgrove, Kabul, Lincoln, defending state champion Marionville, Midway, Miller, Pierce City, Skyline, and Windsor. District 4, Gallatin, Maysville, Milan, North Platte, Penny, Polo, Putnam County, Scotland County, and West Platte. Just 4 districts in Class 1 football. Class 2, there are 8 districts. All of them have 7 except District 4. District 1, Caruthersville, New Madrid County Central, East Prairie, Kelly High, Portageville, Scott City, Valley Catholic. District 2 is Bowling Green, Grandview, Herman, Jefferson, Montgomery County, Priory, and St. Pius. And you go to the Missouri MISHA.org, and you can look those up yourself. We're going to run through the scores because that's what you're here for. We'll run through the scores as we've got them updated. They will all be updated by morning of the games that were played this evening. But you go to scoreboardguy.net. High school football scores from last night. We'll run through these one more time, and then we'll put this to bed. Last night, Clayton over Principia, 21-13. DeSoto defeats Freeburg, Illinois, 21-13. Eureka over Francis Howe, 26-7. McClure over Jennings, 38-0. Kirkwood defeats Fort Zumwalt South, 49-21. It was North Point over Francis Howe, 57-10. Park Hill South, they defeat Grandview, 38-8. My computer's making funny noises, so I don't know. I didn't know if somebody sent me a message or something, but hey, we're good. Rittenhour over Riverview Gardens, 37-22. Perryville defeats Fredericktown, 28-14. St. Charles over Westminster Christian, 28-25. Northwest over Sullivan, 14-12. And Troy Buchanan defeats Ladue, 48-20. Scores from tonight in 8-man football. It was Appleton City over Greenfield, 66-0. It was St. Joe Christian over DeKalb, 68-8. Jasper defeats Osceola, 22-6. Archie over Lockwood, 48-38. That's a come-from-behind win there. Thoughts and prayers out to Archie. Message his coach, and he had a player go to the hospital, so he was with him and unable to join us. So thoughts and prayers to that community. Stanberry over Mound City, 36-28. New Heights over Rich Hill, 82-24. Northland Christian over Cornerstone, 36-6. Northwest over Santa Fe, 58-14. Schuyler County over Seymour, Iowa, 52-16. South Nottoway over Worth County, 12-6. St. Paul Lutheran, 37. Knox County, 30. Albany over Stewartsville, 66-6. Hardin Central defeats Sweet Springs, 76-18. Was West Nottoway over North Andrew, 42-16. In 11-man football, Clever defeats Miller, 23-12. Ash Grove over Diamond, 8-6. South Shelby defeats Harrisburg, 60-22. Was Holden over Crestridge, 41-6. Kelly defeats Charleston, 22-20. Scotland County over Louisiana, 29-6. Dexter over Malden, 57-8. Marceline over Putnam County, 33-7. Mid Buchanan over Midway, 33-12. It was Lafayette County over Penny, 45-6. Houston in overtime defeats Pierce City, 42-39. Russellville over Missouri Military Academy, 53-0. Salisbury defeats Colcamp, 30-15. Sarcoxie over Skyline, 41-18. Adrian over Sherwood, 43-8. Sykeston defeats Crystal City, 29-18. St. Vincent over St. Genevieve, 53-0. Marionville defeats Stockton, 36-18. Van Far over Westran, 44-13. It was Polo over West Platte, 35-26. Windsor defeats Lone Jack, 56-8. Elsewhere, Ava defeats Buffalo 56-14. Cape Central over New Madrid County 42-0. Bowling Green over Clark County 56-0. Scott City shuts out East Prairie 22-0. Palmyra over Hallsville 28-20. Warsaw shuts out Lawson 33-0. Lamar over McDonald County 32-29. Mexico defeats Centralia 20-16. Valley Catholic over Monroe City 47-14. Fairgrove 41-20 over Mountain Grove. Brookfield defeats Trenton 35-14. Elsewhere, Blair Oaks over Maryville 61-12. Boonville over Clinton 27-14. Chillicothe defeats Marshall 40-6. Live for Life over Duchesne 73-0. John Burroughs defeats University City 45-0. Reed Spring defeats Logan Rogersville 8-0. Lutheran South over Afton 40-8. Pewaukee, Wisconsin over Moberly 36-18. Mount Vernon defeats Aurora 7-6. Potosi over St. Clair 41-14. Harrisonville defeats Richmond 41-6. Seneca over Cassville 55-16. Southern Boone over Odessa 32-25. My apologies. Elsewhere, it was Capital City over Carl Junction 45-7. MICDS defeats Hillsboro 21-14. West Plains over Mountain View, Arkansas 43-21. It was Osage shutting out Bolivar 35-0. Lafayette over Parkway South 28-7. Smithville defeats Raytown South 49-0. Hillcrest over Springfield Central 33-0. Chaminade over McClure North 27-0. Neosho over Glendale 51-13. Camdenton defeats Jefferson City 53-28. Fox over Melville 34-6. Republic defeats Nixa 49-14. Seckman over Parkway West 40-14. Valley View, Arkansas over Poplar Bluff 42-14. Rockhurst defeats St. Pius X 24-12. Carthage over Waynesville 55-7. It was Blue Springs over Lee Summit West 37-0. CBC defeats Sacred Heart 45-0. Still looking for a final between Kickapoo and Joplin. Lee Summit defeated Liberty. And I know I have that score. I thought I had that score. Well, yeah, 40-27. Lee Summit over Liberty, 40-27. Lee Summit North shuts out Raypeck, 35-0. St. Ignatius out of Illinois defeats St. Louis University High, 56-21. Liberty North over Blue Spring South, 21-20. Tomorrow's schedule: DeSmet at Creighton Prep, Nebraska. East Buchanan at Kansas City Central. Kabul at El Dorado Springs. Jefferson is at Priory. Confluence Prep is at Roosevelt. And Park Hill Central is at Owensville. What a night of football here in opening night. Just went over 1,100 live viewers. Certainly glad everybody tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State, we do have a final. Joplin defeats Kickapoo 30-7. And at the end of the third quarter, Webb City's still on top of Lebanon. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Good night.